boiling.
Yeah, it does get my blood boiling.
Because you're a big defender of the Constitution.
Mrs. Pelosi has essentially taken a small phrase in the 14th Amendment and extrapolated it well beyond its original meaning or even any common sense. The phrase doesn't say the debt of the United States shall not be paid. It shall be paid. It says the debt of the United States shall not be questioned, and it meant shall not be questioned by the states. A little bit of history. Civil War is over. The seceding southern states are brought back into the Union. When they come back into the Union, they have to help pay the federal debt. There was no income tax at the time. So if the federal government needed money, it assessed the states. So some of the debt that they had to help the federal government pay was to pay off the war that was waged against them. So to prevent them from saying, we're not going to pay this debt, why should we pay the bills for the war that was fought against us? The 14th Amendment says, and the debt of the federal government shall not be questioned. It really means questioned by the newly returning southern states. She took that phrase, the debt of the United States shall not be questioned, and somehow claims that that authorizes the president to borrow money on his own.
Have you ever heard anyone use that explanation before?
Yes, I have heard several politicians use that phrase to suggest that the President of the United States can borrow money on his own when it looked like the Congress wasn't going to authorize him to do it. But no president has made that argument. The Congress has raised the debt ceiling, Gretchen, 70 times since 1917. Every single president, from Woodrow Wilson to Barack Obama, recognizes that only the Congress can authorize debt.
Oftentimes, people put out a trial balloon to see how the public reacts to it. Do you think that there was anything to do with Nancy Pelosi saying that on behalf of the president, or just her idea?
I can't get into Mrs. Pelosi's head. The statement was disingenuous, not grounded in history, and betrays an ignorance of the meaning and purpose of the Constitution.
So you don't think it's going to happen?
No, I don't think it will happen. Think about people loaning money to the federal government. They would be hesitant to do so without a promise by the Congress to pay it back. Why the Congress? Because the Constitution says only the Congress can raise money and pay debts. And Mrs. Pelosi should know that.
Okay, and you would know what the Constitution says. Judge, great to see you.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you. Welcome back.
Kids that are in elementary school, in middle school, in high school, and we're saying, look, we're going to cap your future and trade it to the people that own this debt. It has to be dealt with, and the people that created it, they've got to deal with it, and if they don't have courage...
But you know this takes guts. These are big, big decisions.
It does.
Do you think this president has the guts to do it?
Well, I was very disappointed in his demeanor and the comments that he made last night, wanting no fight over the debt ceiling. Are you kidding me?
For the first 42 presidents, number 43 added $4 trillion by his lonesome, so that we now have over $9 trillion of debt that we are going to have to pay back. $30,000 for every man, woman, and child. That's irresponsible. It's unpatriotic.
We're going to cap your future and trade it to the people that own this debt.